Live. I'm Andre Fizer. Hey, I just want to talk to you for a few minutes about vision disciplines. But before I do that, I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is going right for you. And I hope you're doing everything right for your life and your dream. I hope that you're preparing yourself emotionally and spiritually and in your faith, not just in your rituals of prayer or study, but in your disciplines and how you do and how you connect and who you connect with. Your vision is very important. How many of you, by the show of hands, have a vision that you're working on, a goal, something that you're wanting to give your life to, something that you are devoting your energy to? You have discovered this passion or this beautiful thing in your life, and it is calling for you. It's more than just a hobby. It's more than just another job. It's more than just a job replacement. It's a life replacement. Vision is a life replacement. Write that down. Vision is a life replacement. It's another way. It's the original way that God has called me to express my humanity. Vision is a life replacement. It's the original way that God has designed me to express my humanity. It's not just a gift. It's not just a gift that I perform. How you doing, Steve? Everyone, Sylvia, Bridget, Yvette, and everyone who's on, whose name I don't see. It's the original way. It's the original way. It's a life replacement. I'm going to live from a new vein. I'm going to live from a new vein, a new territory. I'm going to live from a new expression. I'm not just going to promote my gift, but I'm going to live from a new root. Write that down. Vision is a new root, R-O-O-T. I'm going to live from a different root, my original root, which means I'm going to live from a different set of expressives, emotions, perceptions. I am what the Father is. I'm not just living to say this to people, but it's like I have connected. This is who I am. And this is what brings my life joy, and this is what brings glory to God. What brings glory to God? When you live the glory that He thought of before you were born. What brings glory to God? You not saying something doesn't give glory. You just don't tell God, I'm giving you the glory. But when God sees you living the glory that was in Him before you were born, He gets the glory. You don't tell God He's getting it. You show God the glory by being the glory that He thought of before He made you. You just don't tell God, I give you the credit. No, you live the glory that He saw in you before you were born. What is the glory? It's the thing God saw in me before I was ever born. It is what God saw me in before I was born. What is the glory of God? The glory is what He thought of me when He was making me. I was in the glory, so I lived the glory. That's right. You know the song, Sylvia, For Your Glory. You got that hit song. You know what's up. So the glory is what God thought of me when He designed me. And when I live what He thought, He gets it. I don't have to say you get it. Y'all understand, because if I keep going, I'll be on here 5 days saying the same thing. I am the glory of God. He thought of it. He thought of me. I'm God's greatest idea. And so now we have a set of disciplines. Say the word disciplines. We have a set of disciplines now. Because now this glory or this life replacement is not just this life replacement is not just some hobby that I want to save enough money to do. See, whatever is your vision or life's priority, it will talk to you. It will tell you when to go out, when to stay, how to be. How many of you are finding that your personality is being governed by your vision? By a show of hands. Your vision will begin to establish your persona or the energy around you. Your vision will establish your discipline. Your vision will begin to temper you. It will temper you. Your vision will temper you, and it will rearrange you, and it will determine what you attract in your life. It will determine your circle of friends. How many of you have developed a circle of companions that not only know your gift, but they are interwoven in your vision, in your life replacement? By a show of hands, your circle of friends are not just people you call on the phone just to kick it with, but your circle of companions they are now a reflection of your life replacement. By a show of hands, your vision, discipline, it will begin to tell you who is your set of friends, your set of governors that govern your thoughts, and they keep you tempered. You keep them tempered. You understand? By a show of hands, let me know so I can know that I'm not just talking out there. Oh yeah. So how many of you can relate that your vision now determines what you learn? See, these are disciplines, whatever my vision is, not what I want to do. Because I could start doing what I see myself doing even before the season is to do it. Sometimes we see ourselves doing something big, but you got to do it small before it opens a big door. So you begin to imitate the vision before the door opens. When you begin to imitate what's your life replacement, when you begin to imitate it, all of a sudden your learning time becomes different. You're learning. What are you learning because of your vision? Your vision gives you a new way to learn. It gives you a new way to perceive. It gives you a new way to listen to people. It lets you know when your season of old information is up, and it lets you know that it's time to rise for different meat, new meat. Now I need to hear something deeper now, because now my vision is wanting more. It's requiring more. It's requiring more. Vision tells you it's time to move from this plate and it's time to eat from this plate. It's not just about church. It's a life replacement. It's saying you are going to live your life from this expression now. It's not just a hobby that's waiting on an audience to pay for it, but it's a new life replacement. It's a new lifestyle. It's not just some experience or not just something you're playing with, but it's a life replacement, and it's going to remove some things from your life. It's not the devil. It's going to remove old habits from your life and your old perception from your life, and it's going to redefine your circle and your learning time. It's going to redefine it right now. How many of you are finding that your vision is requiring a certain amount of time? You're going to handle time differently. It's impossible to walk in a vision and you are late in time. It's going to affect time different, and you're going to find that your personality and your emotion is going to be high-tempered now. You're going to become more demanding of your time, and people who've been hanging around you casually will find you uncomfortable and discomfortable being with, because now you're becoming more demanding. Your personality, the vision has grown your personality, but there are some people who've been around us who have not grown, not just in God, but they haven't grown in a certain discipline. And when you begin to have a need to be somewhere, you're gonna need people to be at your place at a certain time, and you don't have time to give them those 20 extra minutes to be late. You need people to be committed to a flow. I have found when you have really caught your vision, you lose a lot of friends, and then you find out they were not really friends, they were associates. Vision would give you friends and disconnect associates. Raise your hand if you know what I'm talking about. I just don't want to keep you long because I know you're busy. How many of you are discovering that your time, that your ability to see time has changed? You're seeing time differently now. You're seeing time and the importance of time differently. Discipline does change things, and it is good to know. That's right. Vision gives you a different way to look at time. You begin to see the importance of it, and you get a lot more done. You don't have time for time to be wasted now. It increases your communicational delivery and your speaking. It makes you more sharp. It makes you more pertinent. It makes you more adamant. And when you have people who are comfortable with being casual around you, this is any vision. This is not just preachy vision or ministry vision. This is any vision. This is your life replacement. I'm living from a new route now. I'm living from a new way. I'm living. And sometimes you can't always announce your way to everybody. You can't always tell people, I'm living from a new way. I'm living, so when you call me, I'm going to sound funny. I'm going to sound a little more deeper now when you call. You can't explain it. They have to catch it. They have to see it. They have to see it, Charlie. They have to see it, Kia, Sherry, Belinda, Steve. They have to see it, Darren. Sometimes you can't explain changes. People have to catch them. You can't explain them. Have to be caught. Write that down. I can't explain all of my changes. Write that down. I cannot explain all of my changes because I'm looking at time differently now. And when you begin to see your vision more in these disciplines, it shifts your spirituality. You're not just reaching after God, you're living from God. You're not just trying to get to God, you're living from God. You're seeing from God because this is a life replacement. I'm living from God. I'm not just seeing God, I'm seeing as the Lord. I'm seeing from the Lord. It's a discipline. It's a discipline. Say the word discipline. It's a life discipline. Some of us have dreams and we have regular jobs and we work the regular jobs, but we have not been released into our dream because the discipline for the vision hasn't come. We want to look like we're in it, but the discipline to coexist with it hasn't come, because dreams will live with people that they're comfortable with. Vision and dreams will live with people that they are comfortable with. How many of you can say that your vision is comfortable in your presence? When the vision is comfortable with you, it'll live with you, but it has to have it has to be set up. It has to resonate. It has to know that it could survive. Your dream has to know that it could survive with you. Because if it can't survive, it's just going to let you play with it for the weekend. But when it knows it could survive with you, it'll live with you. You understand? It's changed your personality. It's changed your spirituality. And another thing that your vision would change is your need to break away from excuses. You're going to find, as part of the discipline of your vision, that you no longer make excuses. And some people will become offended at your shift in demeanor because you don't make excuses for yourself and you don't accept them easily either. Some people love to be with you because there is a little gray area for excuses where people don't have to be as on target. But once you discover the depth of your vision, you find that excuses are unacceptable. Why? Because you no longer accept them. You no longer accept them. You're on target. You're on point. And there are some people who want to be in your presence, but they don't want to be on point. Have you ever looked at people who always ask you to show them how to do this, give me this, show me how to do that? I want to know, I want to learn, but they have so many excuses in their life till they can't learn. They haven't given their life away enough to learn what you're doing, or to learn what they are to do. Because it's not how people live with you, it's how they live with themselves. How many of you have discovered an inner vision that determines how you must live? Excuses are no longer acceptable by you. You can't afford to have those little gray areas now, because those gray areas all of a sudden turn silver and then they turn black. And before you know it, you're missing because you've been so accustomed to having a little leeway and a little mercy. Sometimes vision tells you to be there and be there now. And some people are offended when they have to obey the power of now. But it's funny, they can go to work on time and they can report this and turn this in at work. But when it comes to vision, it's hard because we want to have that little wiggle room. See, you're going to understand something. When there are people who walking with you and they want that wiggle room, they're disrespecting your commitment to your life replacement. And so you have to have a circle of friends that respect your non-compliance with visionary wiggle room. See, some people become offended because they think you're too cold. No, you're too focused. See, when you're focused and there's other people who are comfortable in being blurry, then you can't walk together even though you like one another. The blurry cannot walk with the visionary. Write that down. The blurry cannot walk with the visionary. Write it down. The blurry cannot walk with the visionary. There are some people who choose to be blurry, which means I can't see. I can't see. But you can see. And see, some people are offended at your depth in sight because you can see. And you're walking. And because you can see, your pace becomes different. It's more sure. Let me see you do that. I can't see you, but just go ahead. Just go ahead. Yeah, see, when you're sure, you walk with a surety. And those who are blurry